Imagine this. You're knee-deep in mud, it's freezing cold, and you've been stuck in a trench for weeks. When suddenly, silence. Then, from across the battlefield, you hear something that should not be happening in a war. What happens next is one of the most unbelievable moments in war history. A Christmas miracle in the middle of World War I. It's Christmas Eve, 1914. The Great War has been raging for months, and let's just say, it's not been a great time for anyone. Soldiers on both sides are cold, miserable, and missing home. In the German trenches, some soldiers receive Christmas trees from their commanders. Yes, actual trees with little candles. Meanwhile, in the British trenches, troops are huddled together, writing letters to their families, probably something like, "Dear Mum, today's been alright. Only had 3 rats in my boots instead of 4. Hoping the war ends soon. Love, Johnny." And then, out of nowhere, suddenly the British troops hear something unusual. Is that singing? A few Brits peek over the trench. Are they seriously singing Christmas carols right now? In the middle of a war? Instead of reaching for their rifles, some start singing back. Before you know it, the whole battlefield is singing together. Germans, British, even some French troops. War. What war? It's suddenly the most awkward but heartwarming Christmas concert in history. Then something even crazier happens. German soldiers start climbing out of their trenches. At first, the British are like, wait, is this a trick? Are they about to start shooting again? But no. The Germans are holding up their hands, saying, Nicht Skyessen. Merry Christmas. The Germans basically said, if you know shoot, we know shoot. The British look at each other like, do we trust this? Then one brave soldier steps out, hands raised. And just like that, British and German soldiers are shaking hands in the middle of no man's land. And folks, this is not a joke. These are men who, just the day before, were trying to kill each other. No. They're exchanging gifts, cigarettes, chocolate, even buttons off their uniforms as souvenirs. One German guy apparently gave a British soldier a haircut. Talk about battlefield barbershop services. And then, because things weren't crazy enough, they start playing football. Or soccer for our American viewers. That's right. The most casual football match in war history. Legend has it that a group of soldiers from both sides kicked around a football in the snow. Was it an official FIFA match? No, it wasn't. Was there probably some very questionable offside calls? Absolutely. Both sides even went ahead to bury their dead and grieve together. A brief moment of peace in the terrible war. One British soldier later wrote, it was the most extraordinary sight. Germans and English kicking a football about. I suppose it will be the only time we'll meet like this again. But here's the thing, the generals were not happy about this. Word got out that their soldiers were being a little too friendly with the enemy, and orders came down fast, back to your trenches. The war's still on. Slowly, reluctantly, the soldiers shook hands one last time and returned to their sides. By the next day the fighting had resumed, just like before. But for that one magical night, enemies became friends. Soldiers who were supposed to hate each other shared gifts, laughter, and a game of football, proving that even in the worst of times humanity can shine through. The Christmas Truce of 1914 remains one of the most incredible moments in history. It didn't stop the war, but it showed that, deep down, even in the darkest times, we're all just people who want peace, joy, and maybe a good game of football. So what do you think? Could something like this ever happen again in today's world? Drop your thoughts in the comments. And if you loved this story, hit that like button, subscribe for more incredible history stories, and I'll see you in the next one.